Hello friends, welcome to the new class, and today I am going to teach you a new topic which is fraction. Have you heard the word before? Fraction. What does it mean? Something which is divided into equal parts, right? So, in this particular chapter, we will be focusing on few parameters. The first one being the whole number or a full number. Okay, a whole number or a full number is something which is not divided into anything, which is on a set whole. For example, if I have an apple here and if I am only going to take it, say we have two people A and B and there is one apple. Assume that A is going to eat this apple all alone. He is not going to share it with B. Then we will say that A has eaten the whole apple. It's a whole number. Meaning here you are not dividing this apple with anyone else. You are consuming it on your own. Right? Suppose if A is dividing this into half. Now B is his good friend. Right? And A is feeling very embarrassed to eat all alone because his friend will not be able to have anything, right? So now he decided to divide the apple in two segments. This is portion A and this is portion B. Okay. So to make it more easier for us to understand, I am going to shade portion 1. Okay. So this portion 1 is going to be eaten by A and the portion 2 is going to be eaten by B. So when this apple is divided into two parts, that we will call it as a fraction. We are dividing the whole number into some parts, right? Now since there are only two people involved here, I am dividing this apple into two parts. Now suppose for example, if I have an apple here and say I have got 4 people A, B, C and D. Okay. This one apple has to be shared between the 4 people. So what will I do? I will divide this apple into 4 parts so that each person can have one portion of his apple. So this division is equals to 1 by 4 because I am dividing it into 4 parts, right? Whereas in the first one I have divided into 2 parts. So depending on how many members are there or how many parts I need to divide, I will be dividing that object into that many portions. So if you see, A has got 1/4 portion, B has got 1/4 portion, C has got 1/4 portion and D also has got 1/4 portion. And if I add this 1 by 4 together, what will I get? I know I need not have to add the below number. I will be only adding the above number. Okay. So this 4 will remain as it is. I am going to add 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 4 by 4 is nothing but equals to 1. So this one whole thing I have divided into 4 equal parts. Similarly, in this example, if 1 by 2 and if again I add 1 by 2, I will keep this number the same 2. 1 plus 1 is 2, which is nothing but 1. Okay. So I should divide the number in such a way that when I add the total of the numbers, it should come as 1. Okay. So that is called as fraction. In fraction, you should also keep one thing in mind, that we have got two concepts which is called as the numerator and denominator. Okay. Numerator is denoted by N and denominator is denoted by D. We will be segregating something by a small dash in between, and this dash is called as line of division. Okay. Now, if you see, whenever I am using this line of denomination, the numerator will be on the top, n should be on the top, and denominator d should be in the bottom, and this is called as line of division. Okay, always remember that my denominator will be greater than my numerator. Numerator will always be smaller than denominator. This is the basic rule which we follow in fraction. Okay, at no circumstances my numerator should be greater than denominator. This will never happen. Okay, so either numerator should be less than the denominator or your numerator should be equal to denominator. When such a situation happens that your numerator is equal to your denominator, in such a case it becomes the whole number. Okay, like in example I said here 2 by 2, where my numerator and denominator are the same. So it becomes my whole number. Right. Similarly here 4 by 4. So again it became my whole number. Okay. So are you clear, children, with the basic concept of fraction? Okay. So now I am going to teach you like basically what numbers comes in numerator and what number comes in denominator. Okay. So if you see, I said earlier that I will be dividing the particular object on the number of persons present or the requirement. I will just like that not divide the number, right? Say for example, if I have got 5 friends, okay, and you have say okay, so there is a rectangle and you need to make 5 parts of it. So what will you do? First, we will be dividing the rectangle, right? So now I want only the 5 portions to be shaded. I don't want the 6th one to be shaded. So what will I do? I will shade only the 5 parts in the rectangle. 3, 4 and 5. So the unshaded portion, this is noted as 1 by 6. Why have you written 1 by 6? Because this is the only portion which is not shaded. So I will write 1 by 6 is unshaded and 5 by 6 is shaded. Okay. So numerator usually tells me how many divisions to be made. Okay, and denominator tells me the total divisions made. Okay, so if you see, if I say that, say this is a circle, it's a pizza, okay, and I am going to make few divisions in this pizza. Okay, so can you tell me how many portions this pizza is divided into? We'll count. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay, so my denominator is the total division made. So how many I have made? I have made 8 divisions of this pizza. Okay, and example I can say that, say out of 8 only 3 members ate. 8 and 5 left out. Okay, so whichever portion is being eaten, I will be shading those portions. 1, 2, 3. Okay, So 3 portions have been eaten by 3 of the people and the 5 portions are left out. So I can say that 3 by 8 is consumed or eaten, okay, and 5 by 8 is left out. So are you clear with this pattern of questions, children? Are you clear how to do the problems when you have to do it in the fraction form? Is it clear? So shall we practice few questions to understand this concept better? Okay. So I have few interesting questions coming on my way and we will be solving it together to find out how to do the fraction sums in a hassle-free way. That is, without any complications, you will be able to solve these problems by using little tricky methods. Okay. So now, assume that there is a cake, okay, and this cake I have divided into some parts. Okay, so now can we count the total number of parts here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So it is divided into 12 parts. So 12 parts will be my denominator. Okay. Now 4 parts are consumed. So what will you do? You will be shading the 4 parts. So let's shade 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 parts are consumed. You need to tell me which portions are left out. Okay. So 4 parts are consumed here, right? So how am I going to write here 1, 2, 3, 4? So I will be writing 4 by 12. Okay. So 4 by 12 portions are consumed. So can we count the balance which is unconsumed? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So 8 by 12 portions are not consumed. I still have 8 portions left with me which I can give it off at a later stage. So is it clear, children? Shall we do some more questions? Okay, fine.